So last article that I want to talk about is the Jervois Mansion launch. I believe it was 2 weekends back. Okay, so the take-up rate was fantastic, right? 98% sold on launch day, beating out most of the OCR projects. So, but instead of being all wild, like, oh my God, this is a FOMO and this is nuts and this is crazy, I felt it made a lot of sense, and I picked out 2 points within the article, of which, right, if you want to read the article, I'm putting that into the link or into the chat as well. You can go in and take a look. The first part, the analysts, the experts were trying to explain why this launch did well. A lot of it was down to the fact that it was priced very, very competitively. Medium about 2.5K PSF, but because there was a huge VIP purchase, I think the mass market or the open market bought it closer to 2.8K PSF. It may sound like a lot, but we have to recognize that today resale 99 in the RCI is aging very, very close to 2000 PSF. Case in point, Commonwealth Towers, and when Sterling Residences TOP, we're going to see it push well above 2000 PSF. So the market realized this, and the market goes, I top up a little bit more, I can go to District 10, and I top up just a little bit more, I'm actually getting a freehold property. So more and more homeowners are seeing this as a good value proposition, which is illustrated in the very last paragraph of the article, right? It states, based on results of the launch, a majority of buyers were owner-occupiers aged 40 and below. I actually feel this particular short little paragraph, hidden all the way at the end, is the one that we really can learn a lot from. And you're going to start to understand why as I move on with the sharing later on. Hello, sorry to interrupt. We'd like to take the opportunity to thank you for watching the video, and also to share why we do what we do, is to empower consumers with hard facts and figures, quality research, and real-life examples to allow them to make the most informed property decisions. So if you found our videos useful, the only thing we ask for is for you to smash that like and subscribe button so that the YouTube algorithm can push out our videos to more consumers. Thank you, and back to the video. But it's really, really surprising how today we see a lot more occupiers moving into the owner-occupiers moving into a CCR, an area that used to be dominated by a lot of investors. And how would that benefit the CCR in the long term with this demographic change? I believe it's a huge plus for the CCR if we continue to see this trend moving forward. In the last slide on recent news, I'm going to share with you my breakdown on why it makes quite a bit of sense for buyers to top up that little bit of money to move from a RCR 99 to a CCR freehold, right? Let's take a look at that. Okay, so I broke down the down payments and the stamp duties and the monthly mortgage, because in actual fact, that is what buyers really, really feel when they go and buy a particular property, because that's more the out-of-pocket things that they look at versus the straight-up price quantums, okay? So assuming, right, I'm trying to appleize the discussion, 1,000 square feet, 3-bedroom, today in the RCR, it's going to set you back, assuming 2,000 PSF at $2 million, that's going to cost you $500,000 in down payment and $64,000 in stamp duties. Freehold, CCR, right, taking the PSF over at Jervois Mansion, 1,000 square feet, that's going to set you back at 2.8 million. But I don't think 2.8 million you can buy something at Jervois Mansion. Their 2 bidders were closer to 2.2 million. But let's just say, right, there's an option for you. CCR freehold, you can get a 3-bedroom at 2.8 million. Your down payment is 700,000. Stamp duties around 96,000, close to 100,000. So the actual down payment differential is $232,000. And you've been following us. We see a huge increase in affluence in the Singapore population census. Right, the largest group are taking home about 20K per month combined income. So, you know, this 232,000 to jump from a RCR 99 to a CCR freehold, it looks good, right? It looks reasonable and it looks good value for money, because usually freehold within the same district will command about a 10 to 15% premium in terms of their PSF, right? And this is, furthermore, this one is comparing resale and to something that is brand new, which usually commands also a certain PSF. So very easily, if you go into the market today and comparing a resale and a new, you will be looking at something like in terms of this kind of differential in down payment, right? And the monthly mortgage differential is about 2.2 thousand, considering the kind of buyer pool that you know, you just read the article, age 40 and below, they're most likely high income earners, and this 2,000 will be well within affordable range for them, right? So I'm starting to see some demographic changes for people within the RCR. I believe that this is maybe just the first example that we see. So what I learned from this is, you know, buyers in today's market they are still very, very quantum sensitive, right? They are very, very PSF sensitive. So if the PSF is right, buyers will snap them up very, very quickly, because there's a lot of liquidity in the market. There's increased affluence in the market as well. Yeah.